If you have ever wanted to fly like a superhero, you probably thought these dreams would hardly ever come true. However, technology has advanced so much that part of it is no longer beyond the edge of science fiction, but has turned into real modern equipment and machines that allow daredevils to soar into the sky no worse than birds. You are watching the Eternity Lab channel, a laboratory of eternally relevant content. And today, we dive into the airspace with a selection of stories about the newest inventions created to conquer the sky. Hurry up and watch! The FlyPod electric bicycle is the very first hybrid flying bicycle in the world. You do not need a pilot's license to operate it, and on a single charge, it can cover a distance of 40 kilometers. Its efficiency is astonishing. This flying bike can stay in the sky for up to 4 hours. It is completely transportable and does not require any special equipment for transportation. What can you say? A genius invention, and much more affordable than the next new items on our list. Muscle-powered aircraft. We pedal bicycles, so why not lift an aircraft into the air using not horsepower, but human power? The muscle-powered aircraft is an innovative flying machine driven by the muscular energy of the pilot. It is built according to the classical airplane scheme and is a pretty good option for outdoor fitness. The only downside is that all responsibility for the flight rests entirely on the pilot. Axel Borg, a Swedish inventor, assembled a flying chair at home. He brought his childhood dream of having his own flying machine to life. This chair is so stable that you can take your breakfast with you and sip coffee on the way, looking down at traffic jams from above. Its 76 propellers allow it to reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour in the air and can lift a weight of 163 kilograms. So the flying chair is quite capable in every sense. You could even fly to the office in it. As Archimedes said, "Give me a fulcrum and I will move the earth." Paraphrasing this quote in the field of aviation, we can now say, "Give me propellers and an engine and I will lift anything into the air, even a bathtub." That is exactly what two enthusiast brothers from Germany, known as real-life guys, did. With the help of several drones, they turned an ordinary bathtub into a flying vehicle and recorded the flight on video. The proof is right in front of us. This machine will safely deliver you to the bakery. It can stay at altitude for from 10 to 20 minutes, enough if you suddenly have an irresistible urge to dash out for some treats. In the 1990s, people were only just mastering how to send electronic mail, and now they order drone parts so they can assemble their own flying machine at home. That is exactly what a man named Marcelo Lavrador did when he created a project called Human Drone. After 3 years of studying how ordinary drones work, he managed to build a modified version with acrylic panels so that the drone could be used as an individual means of air transportation. As we can see, everything works perfectly. The machine lifts off the ground by several meters, is controlled, fulfills its tasks, and lands safely. The Romanian company Arca Space Corporation, inspired by the Back to the Future trilogy, made the dream of gliding through the air on a board come true. Just like Marty McFly did, but much more modern and adapted to real-world conditions, the world's first flying board is called Arca Board. This thing, which looks like a giant domino tile, rises 40 centimeters above the surface and can move while changing direction at speeds of up to 20 kilometers per hour. The board is more compact than a surfboard and packs a solid punch with 272 horsepower, while the stabilization system can do everything for the rider. The movement feels like air surfing, and the control works via Bluetooth from a smartphone. Just tell it which way to turn. A resident of Montreal, Alexandru Duru, walked into his garage as an ordinary guy and came out as the inventor of a flying board called the Omni Hoverboard. Outwardly, it looks like a skateboard with 2 quadcopters attached. He made his first flight on his electric hoverboard 6 years ago, and a bit later earned a mention in the Guinness World Records by performing the longest flight ever on such a device. He flew over a lake and then returned. The tireless Canadian plans to start mass production of his flying boards under the brand Omni Hoverboards. Although to do this, he has to obtain special permission from the Canadian authorities responsible for air traffic management. The piloted multicopter Hexa is the most advanced of its kind to date. It is much faster than its counterparts and can reach speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. If you want to be among the first to pilot such a machine, the course will not take very long, only a few training sessions. The hexacopter is quite resistant to strong winds, so its test flights are beginning to look less like experimental attempts and more like flights of fully independent aircraft. It can stabilize over the water and land safely. Well, are you not already feeling a little jealous that somebody out there owns machines like this? CopterPack is an electric backpack helicopter built on the basis of a light carbon fiber glider frame. Electric propellers allow it to take off easily from a standstill, just like a typical vertical takeoff and landing drone. The pilot can effortlessly hover at a considerable altitude while their body is positioned between 2 huge rotors spinning at very high speeds right next to them. The CopterPack allows up to 20 minutes of continuous flight, accelerating to about 70 kilometers per hour. This technological marvel looks like a classic motorcycle that, nevertheless, hovers in the air, rising up to 6 meters above the ground. The Russian company HoverSurf, which develops cargo drones, created the piloted hoverbike Scorpion 3. Instead of wheels, the flying motorcycle is equipped with a drive system that works like an air cushion. In essence, it is a giant quadcopter that can be controlled both manually and in automatic mode. Its primary purpose is to reach areas with extreme conditions, such as moving across sand dunes. The software is supposed to control the safe ratio of speed to altitude, and the power of the electric motor allows you to ride this iron steed non-stop for a full 25 minutes, reaching speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour. The Dubai police became very interested in this invention. Such technology would allow officers to arrive at the scene of a crime even before it actually happens. On the 25th of July 2019, French inventor Frankie Zapata attempted to fly across the English Channel on his creation, the jetboard Flyboard Air. Although the attempt failed, he did not manage to cover the 35-kilometer distance in 20 minutes as planned and fell into the water halfway across. He did not give up on upgrading his mini turbojet. Eventually, he succeeded. Now the device can accelerate to an incredible 190 kilometers per hour and climb to altitudes of up to 3,000 meters. For a flying board, these are absolutely fantastic numbers. Is it a bird or an airplane? It is Jetman, friends, a real rocket man. Can you imagine an air stroll next to an Airbus? While you are playing video games, this is already happening in reality at speeds of about 250 kilometers per hour. If that is not enough, there was a case when Jetman took part in an air show, accelerating to as much as 400 kilometers per hour. In 2020, Jetman managed to perform an independent takeoff from the ground. His creator, Swiss pilot and inventor Yves Rossi, carried out his first series of 9 flights in Asia. In his famous carbon Kevlar suit with 4 jet engines, he flew past Mount Fuji. He also visited the Grand Canyon. These kinds of inventions open up unbelievable possibilities. Are you not feeling just a little bit scared already? At a special event in Abu Dhabi in mid-March 2023, the Japanese company Airwinds Technologies presented the futuristic flying motorcycle X-Turismo. The hoverbike was built by the engineers of Bayonet, a subsidiary of the company G42, which works in artificial intelligence technologies. In 3 seconds, it rises to a height of 2 meters and can accelerate to 100 kilometers per hour, staying in continuous flight for up to 40 minutes. This advanced vehicle is planned for use by emergency services, but you can also order one for yourself if you are not put off by the price of $700,000. If you do not have the money for an airplane, you can at least buy an engine. This paramotor really is available to order. The electric paramotor is a sophisticated flying machine built according to the most modern standards of electric propulsion. Its capabilities allow you to stay in the air for up to 5 minutes, and its lifting capacity is enough to carry one person. So if you feel an irresistible pull toward the sky, this might be your budget-friendly chance at happiness. The Dragon Air Airboard is a single-seat electric hoverbike with vertical takeoff and landing. Its creator, pilot, and project manager, Mariah Kane, together with her team, presented this machine in 2017 at the Go Fly competition in the United States. The craft has 8 sets of vertical pull and push propellers and 8 long landing skis. The pilot controls it using a ski pole principle. They say it is very simple. Some of the pilots were able to climb to several dozen meters in less than a minute and easily moved at speeds of about 30 kilometers per hour. No wonder the team received a competition prize of $50,000 US. Skypack V1 is the first prototype backpack multicopter in a minimal format. This little backpack with 112 horsepower lifts you into the sky using 6 propellers and 6 electric motors. The upper and lower propellers are mounted on metal struts, while the middle ones are mounted on wooden struts. You simply strap yourself to the frame and take off standing upright, assisted by a flight controller, electronic speed controllers, and batteries, while for landing, there is a metal undercarriage with fixed skids. If you weigh 64 kilograms, you can stay in the air for about 2 minutes, but there are options. For example, a carbon frame that can extend the flight time up to half an hour. The American company Terrafugia, which has belonged to the Geely Holdings since 2017, received a certificate of airworthiness for its flying car Terrafugia Transition from the United States Federal Aviation Administration. Imagine this. At first, you move along the road at a speed of 110 kilometers per hour. Then you unfold the wings, take off into the sky to an altitude of 2,000 meters, and travel through the air like a private airplane. This machine can cover distances of up to 700 kilometers, and your trip will be not only romantic but also safe. In addition, it is completely legal. If you happen to have $500,000 lying around in your bank account, consider this compact model. The Dutch company PAL-V came up with a combination of a 3-wheeled car and a gyrocopter that can cover up to 1,300 kilometers on land and up to 400 kilometers in the air on a single tank, moving faster than any express train. Like an airplane, this flying car can climb to altitudes of more than 3,000 meters. To operate this vehicle, you need both a regular driving license and a gyrocopter pilot's license. To reduce the risk of accidents, the company created its own training center, which guarantees you safe operation of gyrocopters in the future. Remember the flying cars zipping through the streets in The Fifth Element? The Slovak company Klein Vision is getting ready to start mass production of its flying car, Air Car 2. The 160 horsepower engine can accelerate it to 250 kilometers per hour in the air and up to 200 kilometers per hour on the road, and the automatic transformation from car to airplane takes less than 3 minutes. The machine can cover distances of up to 1,000 kilometers in a single trip without refueling. Apparently, someone really did get tired of city traffic when they designed the Aleph flying car. The goal behind its creation is not just to showcase technological progress at airshows, but to use it in everyday life, driving along the streets and above them, with vertical takeoff when necessary, and flight above the flow of vehicles. A very modern solution to the problem of traffic jams, marrying a flying saucer to a Tesla. The A5 4-seat flying hybrid car, developed by ASCA, has also received a certificate of airworthiness from the United States Federal Aviation Administration. It can reach speeds of up to 240 kilometers per hour, which would allow you, for example, to cross Switzerland in about 1.5 hours. The car with folding wings can move along roads, taking up only 1 parking space, and also perform flights. The 4-wheeled vehicle is designed to carry 4 people, including the pilot driver. On the ground, the A5 is powered by 4 electric motors built into the wheels. They can accelerate the car to 105 kilometers per hour in less than 5 seconds, which helps shorten the takeoff run distance. The appearance of this car on the international market is expected in 2026, so this is already almost our present. If you hate wasting time in traffic jams, take a look at the solution found in Thailand. The company eHang invented an unmanned air taxi, and the experimental model EH216S has already completed its first flight, delivering passengers to the National Convention Center in central Bangkok. The electric motors of this eco-friendly marvel move it through the air at speeds above 100 kilometers per hour, and its payload capacity is 260 kilograms. In case of an emergency, the machine is programmed to return to base on its own and land safely. This modern rescuer drone is absolutely ideal for delivering medicines or evacuating people. Take a look at this technological wonder. This is the Flyer, which can replace both a jet ski and a helicopter. This hybrid of a multicopter and a scooter, with 10 propellers and an automatic stabilization system, can both float and fly at an altitude of 3 meters above the water, at speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour. With such a machine, you can easily take a tour of all the beaches at once. The smallest biplane ever built is called the Star Bumblebee. Its wingspan is only 1 meter and 66 centimeters. It is 8 times smaller than any standard biplane, but can reach altitudes of 4,200 meters and speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour. Not bad for such a little guy, right? It has already been listed in the Guinness World Records as an engineering marvel. Bumblebee was designed and built by Robert Starr in Phoenix, Arizona, with the intention of breaking the record for the smallest biplane in the world. This vehicle was definitely made for introverts. The Gen H4 is a light civilian helicopter developed by the Japanese company of the same name in 2008. It is powered by 4 engines and is delivered disassembled. You can assemble it yourself following the instructions in about 30 to 40 hours. It is an exciting and expensive grown-up construction set, and probably the smallest helicopter in the world today. Just step onto the platform, press the button, and it will lift you 1,000 meters above the hustle and bustle. Even those who confuse left and right and mix up the gas and brake pedals in a car will be able to learn to fly it, and it will not cost you millions, only about $50,000. So, the future is already here with the Aero Next flying gondola, which was developed in Japan to ensure safety and comfort. The current model holds 1 passenger, but the next versions will be designed for 4. The craft has front and rear tilting wings with 4 propellers, each of which tilts at the optimal angle for takeoff and forward flight during turbulence and landing. And the panoramic cabin allows you to enjoy breathtaking views in their full glory. The X1 flying car from Rise, Richter in the original text, is, as they claim, the world's first amphibious model. Something between a motorcycle and a passenger flying machine that organically combines the functionality of ground and air transport. It is designed for extreme weather, equipped with a 4-axis, 8-rotor system for increased stability, and its chassis is made of composite carbon fiber and aviation-grade aluminium materials. Its takeoff and landing are as smooth as riding an elevator. It will whisk you away at speeds of up to 123 kilometers per hour in complete comfort, and you can even take 27 crates of beer with you. That is its carrying capacity. As of today, it is considered the quietest and safest vehicle among hybrids. If one propeller fails, the others will cope, and the system includes solutions for emergency situations. A gyroplane, also known as an autogyro, is a wonderful combination of innovation and practicality in the world of personal aviation. The elegant model by the company Cracer can carry you along the water at speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour and, if you wish, instantly take off into the air. Hold on tight. This machine can definitely entertain you. An innovation in water navigation, the battery-powered Icon boat, a product of the collaboration between Tide and BMW, which stunned the audience at the Cannes Film Festival. This 14-meter beauty gently slices through the waves, covering 50 nautical miles at about 20 knots, thanks to the unique design of its underwater foils that keep it above the surface of the water and help save energy. The most amazing thing is that you do not even have to stand at the helm. You can control this wonder boat with voice commands. Little boat, sail. The Lilium Jet is an electrically powered air taxi developed by a German company. The 5-seat aircraft is powered by 36 electric motors, 6 on each of the front wings and 12 on the rear ones. For vertical takeoff, the powered flaps tilt downward, and when they move to a horizontal position, they create forward thrust. This is much more efficient than lifting on a tilt rotor. The Lilium Jet's range is about 300 kilometers. Its fan-driven motors run from lithium-ion batteries with a total capacity of about 1 megawatt, and a single flight consumes less than 200 kilowatt hours, while the speed can reach up to 300 kilometers per hour. Not only Santa Claus would probably dream of having this kind of vehicle. The Jetson 1 is a personal, ultralight flying machine powered by batteries. Its 8 electric motors with a total power of 102 horsepower allow you to use this supercar for races in the sky, and in the United States, the operator does not even need a pilot's license or special training. You can fly at speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. For emergency evacuation, the craft is equipped with a parachute and can continue flying even if one of the motors fails. This compact jet is capable of performing such tight turns that even Schumacher would be jealous. The list of innovative flying machines would be incomplete if we did not mention the Cavorite X5. This is a conceptual hybrid, an electric passenger airplane for comfortable flights at speeds of about 215 kilometers per hour. It is designed for 1 pilot, 4 passengers, and their luggage. Its passenger cabin has gull wing doors. The patented wing fan system allows for vertical takeoff and landing, and its high maneuverability convinces us that true flying saucers are not that far off. An ordinary black fly has a futuristic counterpart in the world of flying tech. And by the way, I would not underestimate the aerodynamic abilities and maneuverability of real flies. Meet this fly, the Pivotal Black Fly, an American personal electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. It was developed by Canadian engineer Marcus Lang in 2018, and now its production has been taken over by the company Pivotal. This first ever ultra-light electric airplane with a fixed wing already made a demonstration flight over the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. It can take off from practically any surface: grass, snow, or almost anything else. Its maneuverability and technical safety will let you perform previously unseen stunts in the sky. The stabilization system is designed for true daredevils. The Ares drone is a transformer that can be configured according to the task at hand. Its payload ratio is very high. Useful load equals about 40% of the craft's own weight, and its lifting capacity of 1.5 tons allows it to carry even helicopters. The Smart Transformer system is designed for multitasking, evacuation and transportation of people, supplying military bases, and much more. Everything is controlled from a computer or tablet. In the future, a semi-autonomous flight mode is planned. For parking, it needs a pad no wider than 15 meters, which is approximately the size of a single living room. This vertical takeoff and landing drone is also called a flying jeep. That is all for today. You have been watching Eternity Lab, the laboratory of eternally relevant content. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and check out our previous episodes.